Our Dual City Studios in Texas, USA, it's the InWheelTime Car Talk Show. Just ahead, we hope to talk to Pikes Peak Hill Climber, driver of the Big Bird, Ben Ryan. There's a lot of B's in that.
A lot of C's.
We'll find out if he really is nuts. Jeff has the Motor Minute, and I'll review the 2026 all-new Subaru Trailseeker EV. Bet you didn't know about that one. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin, Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Hey, thanks so much for joining us on this fine, hot Saturday. Mr. Mars, do we have Ben? We don't even have Mr. Mars.
No.
All right. Well, I don't know what to do.
I don't either.
What'd you say, Mike? I think your microphone is off, sir. I can't hear a word that he's
sorry.
saying.
I had to unmute. I'm chasing down Ben, who's in Colorado. And anyway,
On the mountain.
on the mountain, hopefully.
And not down the mountain.
Or, yeah.
Okay, so your turn.
Tag, you're
My
it.
turn?
Tag,
Yeah.
you're it.
Well, great.
I know you got something for us.
Yeah, all right. I got automotive history. I got Don's car review.
Do you have your tap shoes on, Mike?
Dun, 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 dun.
No, those not. No, wait a minute. No, those are the slippers, and that's not what I was talking about.
Come on, let's see it, Tiny Dancer.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Tutu on.
So,
We'll let you go ahead and track him down. I think that what you're talking about is just what we were talking about, and that is the fact that these cars with their always connected policies now.
Mine's CarPlay.
Yeah.
Mine is CarPlay.
And so I think that what we need to do is we need to put one of those on Ben Ryan's car.
well, yeah. I know he's an hour behind us, but he's not. That's as far as he is. So,
Well, have you talked to his boss?
well, I just talked to Richard.
That's his boss.
His boss.
Yeah, I just talked to Richard, and Richard said a few expletives that I'm not going to repeat on the air.
Oh, go ahead. Why not?
How about just beep and then beep? How's that?
That's good.
Beep,
All right.
beep, beep.
I'll be right
All right.
back.
Okay, thank you. Golly. All right, so I put this story away, and this isn't going to involve you. So when we get Ben back, it's going to involve you. So when he gets back, we're not going to have time for him.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
5 things to know about tires.
Oh, boy.
Number 1,
They're round.
nope, speak the language.
Oh, yeah. Aspect ratio, tread depth.
Codes on
Good luck.
passenger car tire
Yep.
sidewall. Might as well be Egyptian hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
But you know how to define those. So talk to us. Let's
Well,
see.
There's a DOT.
You want to start over here?
Well,
Treadwear?
I can't see.
Over here.
We have Ben's.
No, the treadwear traction, the temperature gauge, grades. That actually is being revised. There was an article that they're changing that, but they don't know how to do it to make it more easy speak, not lawyer language, but there he is right there. But easier to understand for the consumer.
Okay, we're
There
going
he
to
is.
continue
Yep,
this.
Absolutely.
All right.
Ben,
All right. Ben, are you with us?
Yes, I am. How you guys doing?
Where in the hell have you been, Ben?
Sorry, I'm slacking this morning.
Yeah, I'll say. Listen, we go by the clock, buddy. You can't be late.
Yeah, you got to be on Texas time.
Yeah. And
My
not only
apologies.
that, but Richard says you're in some deep doo-doo now.
yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, I when I knew that you were going to be on with us, I thought, so we're going to talk to the man that just got out of the insane asylum. Who in his right mind would go as fast as he could possibly go up the side to a mountaintop in Colorado called Pikes Peak? Who do that? At what point in your life did you say, I want to do that?
I'd been going up there as a kid with my dad, and it was always kind of a dream of ours to get up there on that hill. And as you know, it's kind of an invite only and kind of a hard race to get into. And so I applied for 7 years and was declined. So I was slowly building my resume up enough to finally get accepted in my 8th year to compete up there. And then, as wild as it is, there's nothing else like it in the world. So once you do it once, you're just kind of hooked.
So
Not
it's
me.
kind of like a bad drug.
Yeah, that is my choice of drug for sure.
Well, I can certainly understand. I mean, how high do you want to get? I mean, seriously though. So at what is the top speed that you could get anywhere on that course up to the top of Pikes Peak? What's the fastest you can go?
Yeah, I mean it varies on what car you're driving, but I mean
Well, we're
you're
talking
well,
about the Big Bird that you just got out
Yeah,
of.
the
Big Bird.
Roadrunner.
Yeah, Big Bird. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's hard to tell. I didn't have a thing, but I wouldn't be surprised if we weren't clocking 120, 130 in some of the straightaways.
My God.
Alrighty.
You are crazy. Now, what did your dad say? Son, I told you.
No, his dad said faster.
Apparently. So, all right.
Yeah.
So, so there's no guardrail. And I
Yeah.
know that on that mountain, at some points of that mountain climb, that it is right straight down. There's no, it's just, if you lose control and go over the edge, it's not that big a deal. You only drop a couple 100 feet. No, it's like 1,000 feet.
Yeah, there are some areas where there's no margin for error, and if you do make that mistake, the consequences are pretty catastrophic for not only you but definitely the car. So,
Well, so okay,
Ben-
so I have to ask this: does that ever even enter your mind at all when you're doing this race?
no, it's kind of wild the comfort level you get to. The more runs you make up that hill, the more comfortable you get, and that's just something that can't really enter your mind. You really got to be very focused, very sharp. You got to be, hitting your apexes. You got to be hitting your break points, and you got to know where you're at on that course. A lot of those corners can blend into each other, and it's easy to mistake one with another, and that's where a lot of mistakes get made. So you have to really know the course, which is hard to do with 156 turns and 12 miles and 5,000 feet of elevation change. So for me, doing it my 3rd year now, you kind of get familiar with every crack and every bump on that course. So and that's important to have so that you don't make those types of mistakes.
So
My-
this
my-
is your 3rd year. The previous 2 years, what were you driving?
Yeah, so the first year I ever drove, I did a Mini Cooper, which was front wheel drive. We went up and took that car up. We held the record for fastest Mini Cooper up the hill. And then my 2nd year, I drove an Audi TT-RS, which is an all-wheel drive platform, which was kind of unique. And then this year we drove Big Bird, which was a rear-wheel drive platform and a whole nother animal. So
Yeah, 1968 Roadrunner, full
2 tons.
bodied car.
yeah,
On a
yes.
NASCAR chassis.
Yes, and she was a handful. She's a rowdy little car. Richard and the team at Apex Auto Works did an amazing job mating those two together and making it's a big rocket ship going up that hill.
So it's good balance going up.
Yeah, no, if really comfortable, really predictable car, with that NASCAR power plant and that thing screaming out to 8,500 RPMs and, having 800 horsepower to the wheels at my disposal. It was a fun car. We had teamed up with Kumo Tire this year, and we were working with them on developing a tire, and that was a lot of fun working with them. So really, it was just throwing that car around. It kind of brought back to more of the dirt driving style, swinging that rear end around to get it to pivot around those tight corners, and then the high speed stuff. That car stayed extremely planted, and gave us the ability to have a really good fun run up that hill.
So, in looking at it, what do you do to prepare? Are you a runner? Do you do any kind of like other athletic things to get in shape for the altitude change and tossing that Big Bird around up those hills? What do you do to prepare for this personally?
Yeah, personally, it requires a little bit of sim time, and we get such limited time, up there on the hill getting familiar with the car. So it's kind of one of those things you kind of learn as you go. Obviously, I'm a Colorado native here and I grew up in the mountains. And so a lot of these other teams and individuals that come to Colorado, the elevation really bothers them. But for me, it's not a big deal. It doesn't faze me at all. So I'm lucky in that aspect that I don't have to deal with some of the other things some of the other drivers have to overcome. So, for me being here, yeah, it's just keeping my mind sharp. And yeah, we like to stay in shape with things because, I mean, at the end of that run, my arms and everything was pretty toast. That was a pretty intense run going up there with the concentration level and the physicality behind driving a car like that up the mountain.
Are
How
you a full-time racer?
I do race quite a bit. I'm not as heavily active as, I want to be. Richard and I kind of, now that Big Bird's together and sorted, we're talking about going on to, a bigger schedule with that car and taking it out a lot more. So we're really excited about that. So I would kind of call myself more of a part-time racer right now, but it looks like the way things are leading and how Big Bird performed up on the hill this year, that's going to lead into a lot more opportunities and different events and things that we want to go conquer as well. We're not just focused on a hill climb. That's a big part of it, but we want to go out there and start checking some boxes at some of these other events.
so the run up the hill you were just talking about? How long was it? How long did it take you to make that run up the hill?
Yeah, Big Bird did a 12-minute time up the hill this year, which I feel is pretty remarkable for that car and our first time out in it and what it did. Obviously with a new car, doesn't matter what kind of car it is. You're gonna have growing pains, especially when the crazy build Richard ended up doing, putting a Roadrunner body over a NASCAR, which is kind of unheard of. It was a pretty remarkable feat. So I think we definitely laid down, a respectable time. Was there a lot of time left in that run? There was, but we also decided that we were going to go up there and kind of put a fan on for the shows. So we sacrificed a little bit of our time, doing some cool burnouts and drifting some corners and, just having fun and bringing back that old school muscle back up to Pikes Peak. It's been a category that's been gone for so long. And so a lot of people could really relate to this car from the early history of the hill climb and seeing a car like that up there. So it was a really unique opportunity. And, next year we're really excited to get back and really get after it.
What did the tire company take away from this?
Yeah, we helped them with a lot of tire development. Obviously, Big Bird being as big of a car it was, our tires kind of wore and did things differently than a lot of other teams. And just overall, the power we had in my driving style is kind of unique to going up there. So we did a lot of research with them. We were on a 200 tread wear tire this year. So grip was, questionable at times. And you were always walking that fine line of where your grip level was at with that. So they're talking about taking what we learned from this and the data and carrying it over and bringing a slick out there next year for us, which,
Wow.
I mean, I think that'll be a huge deal for that car going up the hill, having,
A 12
some
miles
proper
on
grip.
12
Yeah.
miles on a pair of slicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he said it's 12,000 feet in 12 minutes. You said he had a 12-minute run, and it's
Yeah, we did a
elevation.
12-minute run. We started at 9,000 feet and we finish at about 14,200 feet. So you're climbing 5,000 feet of elevation over a course of 156 turns in about 12 minutes. So
In 12 minutes. Yeah, that's pretty quick in my book.
yeah, I mean, normal drive up that hill if you're in a passenger car is an hour and 30 to hour and 45 minutes. So,
Well, it may be that on the clock, but in your mind, you're going, it's 5 hours up there,
No.
white knuckling it like I
And
did
then
all
you
the way up to
you
the
have to
top.
stop and change your clothes on
Underwear,
the way up. There
mainly.
you go.
yeah, you have a couple of those moments going up that hill. I think as drivers, we all do. It's just so unpredictable. And the mountain changes so fastly. It can get cold overnight. And the dirt underneath the road, like a bump might not be there one day. And the next day you go run that same line and there's a bump there all of a sudden, So
Do
that's what
team
makes it so unique.
do team owners actually reach out to you because they're looking for a driver like Richard did, apparently?
Yeah, well, Richard and I, we have a unique relationship. We met up on the hill climb my first year I was racing, and then we were talking one day about he asked me if there's any car I could ever build to go up the hill, and Ironically, I said a 1968 Plymouth Roadrunner because it was the first car my dad and I had built. And the first year I got accepted for the race, I had my dad set to fly out to watch us fulfill our dream. And the Friday before the race, my dad unfortunately passed away to cancer and never got to come
Oh.
up and see me race. So,
Oh,
and then
shame.
obviously the ties with Richard and his dad having this car in their family, it being their first kind of car. And so him having one is what triggered all this after that conversation one day up on the hill. And, we got this wild idea. Let's take a drag car and go do 156 turns and go run Pikes Peak. So that's what we did. And Richard and them, over there at Apex Auto Works pulled off an incredible feat in the timeline we had getting that car together so that we could run that thing up the hill.
So now what's next for you, right? We're kind of running out of time here. What's next for you?
Richard and I are talking about that right now. Right now, we're looking at possibly going out to the Virginia City Hill Climb in Nevada next with the car. So we got a few things we need to sort out on the car, but we have a few things coming down the pipeline. But that's one that looks like it's coming up a little sooner than later, and it's on our radar right now to go run another hill climb event.
Well, it's a real pleasure to talk to you. You're a very smart guy, and I see big things happening.
Courageous.
You know what? I see NASCAR in your future, sir. And I know, laugh if you will, but you've got the gift of gab and you know how to do it and you do it well. Thanks so much for joining us today. We appreciate you.
Thank you, gentlemen. It was a pleasure being on the show today. Appreciate your time.
Thanks so
Be
much.
safe.
Thank you.
Ben Ryan with the 68 Plymouth Roadrunner, Big Bird from Apex Auto Works, making it up the mountain.
Don't
All
call
right,
him
just ahead,
courageous.
Jeff's,
Courageous.
So I'll say. Just ahead, Jeff's Motor Minute and a review of the all-new Subaru Trailseeker when the InWheelTime Car Talk Show continues after this 90-second break. Stay with us.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Loopy Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Loopy Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Loopy Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in Houston. Visit any of the Loopy Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Loopy experience with queso flamiado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Loopy beef and chicken fajitas or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Loopy Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Loopy Tortilla. Eats pretty good. Apple or Android, InWheelTime podcasts can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and searching for a fun car talk show, give InWheelTime a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture, Mike's Driving Destinations, all on InWheelTime. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, so check us out. That's it for this podcast episode of the InWheelTime Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.